Yo, man, happy last week of Black History Month, last full week of Black History Month. That is,
Yeah, shit.
you dig? I mean, I know we don't, we've kind of progressed. Like, just like Jay-Z said, we passed kneeling. We kind of passed Black History Month.
No, I think it was just a bad month.
Okay.
Look, I just think it was a bad month, G. Like it was like between Kanye tweaking, like between that shit and the NFL and Brian Flores and shit yesterday.
Yeah.
Depending.
I don't know.
We'll get into it, but it's still like, damn.
Yeah,
nigga lost, so it's
a lot has transpired.
It's reasons why, but it's still damn. Big E ain't Big E no more from what we used to, but he was at the Daytona 500 yesterday driving, so it ain't that bad,
Right.
But yeah, it's not been a fruitful Black History Month for niggas.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, hey, listen, that was George Washington's plan, right?
Yeah.
You niggers can't prosper. No, but or John Hancock, what are the motherfuckers? I don't know. I don't know. John Hancock signed it last. Yeah, man. John Hancock signed it the last and the largest. So he was like, "Nah, fuck all you niggas." And then that was it. Hey,
fuck that nigga Snoop, that was the first president. You know
what I'm saying, right? Right. Hey, but shout to Snoop though. If nothing else, every month we can count on Snoop.
Yeah, this nigga got that
count on Snoop, man.
This nigga bought that.
So you know what I'm saying? So hey man, listen. Good day to you. Wherever you are, whatever time of day you decide to listen to this, man. We appreciate you already for sticking around for the first 2 minutes.
Y'all listening.
You know what I'm saying? We see it, we hear it, we see it. Yeah. We understand it. You know what I'm saying? Cue the Ludacris single. You know what I mean? Dun, 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 But hey, man, it's time to talk about wrestling like nobody else in the world. And that means that it's time for the first Black Champ podcast. And I'm Camp from the Port.
And I'm JR Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download wherever you listen to your favorite podcast at the Barbershop Digital. Make sure you give us a review too, man. Give us that fin, all right? If you think we would deserve a fin in honor of Camp from the Port, go ahead and give us that fin. If you think we deserve a foe, it's just like a fin. So make sure you give us.
Hey, this all is actually a great callback to the conversation I had yesterday at my part-time job. A misguided Chicago gentleman was trying to tell me that it was cheaper to live in Chicago than it was Nashville, and then it went all downhill from there.
Shit,
right?
No,
exactly.
I saw them numbers, G. He got his rabbit ass mind.
Exactly.
He must be. Shit, it's not even cheap to stay in the hood,
man,
compared to that shit.
And that's what I was trying to tell him, even though he was with his stag, and I didn't want to put her out there because I know he's gaming her. Okay, he was with a stag, a scally, a crack whore. Like, she was all the above. So, like, she was clutching him and calling him babe. I was like, see, you want a trap house for the 93 price. You're not going to get that, sir.
Not at all.
You're not getting that. And so we had a detailed conversation. And then once he realized that although I'm from Freeport, Illinois, and that's what I lead with all the time, ladies and gentlemen. I tell people all the time, I'm from Freeport, Illinois, but I lived in Chicago, landed the area 3 different times. So I know my way around there. You know what I'm saying?
Roswell, not Atlanta.
You know what I'm saying?
You heard that song yet?
No, I have not.
Oh, you got to hear the song.
I have not.
As a former Atlanta resident, you got to hear that song. And how Shorty did the video in front of the Braves Stadium, and that's not in Atlanta.
Yeah, hey man, look, that's how small Atlanta is. Hey, listen, at the post office, I think I gave my zip code 2 different times. Yeah, for work, I was from North Atlanta. From the post office, I was from Roswell. So
yeah,
hey,
but
so
we get mail and that shit said Atlanta.
Yeah. It literally did, but we were literally right by the Roswell sign, like right off of Georgia 400. Boom, It was right there.
Like, nigga, 9401 Roberts Drive, Atlanta, Georgia 30350.
right off the Chattahoochee River. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms,
Yeah.
fireplace.
You know that
whores.
place is like 3,000.
My
Did you know
bad.
that place? You know that place is 3,000 now.
Man, whoa.
Yeah,
But
like
hey,
25, 3,000.
It's worth it.
Oh hell
because
yeah.
That's what we were expecting to pay when we moved for something like that, and that was in 05. We was like, yo, this should be like about 2,000-3,000.
Yeah, we could give you we could have a legit conversation about cost of living.
Yeah, man.
And this motherfucker, but we're gonna talk about this wrestling shit.
Yes.
So make sure, like I said, give us a fin or give us a fork because it's just like a fin. Make sure you go ahead and get that merch. You see Camp with the yellow. I got on the hoodie today. We representing. It is a lot of stuff to talk about today, so we gonna go ahead and get started.
Yeah, man.
Yesterday was Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
A lot of things. Look, when we think of Saudi Arabia pay-per-views, we think, it's just some shit to get to the Saudi Arabian people.
Right.
Because we getting a whole bunch of money off of it.
Yeah.
Well, this one was a bit different.
Man, wasn't it?
This was definitely Elimination Chamber. This was definitely a real pay-per-view. It was a lot of rumors and stuff that, certain people was just gonna pop up. You know what I'm saying? And that didn't happen. But we're gonna talk about some of those people that probably people thought was gonna pop up.
Yeah, man.
But we go get to the important shit first. Bobby Lashley is no longer the WWE champion. Now, it's a caveat to this, apparently, that we learned after the show. Now, if you watch the show, which you should have by the time that you listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
It was a freak accident where Austin Theory was thrown into Bobby's pod. And he was looking weird, and they put him in the concussion protocol. Turns out that Bobby Lashley is going to need shoulder surgery, and he's going to be out at least 4 months, which makes him out for WrestleMania, which makes him out for this match. If you even call back to Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, one of the things that I know you noticed that I noticed was how Bobby Lashley was landing during that match.
Yeah, man.
And it was weird. But now it looks like there's a reason for that because Bobby Lashley is going to be out. Now, knowing this, I have one big question for you. Do you think that the WWE still could have went in another direction other than champion versus champion at WrestleMania, knowing that Bobby Lashley was going to be out for the foreseeable future?
Absolutely. And I hate to sound like a broken record here because y'all don't really buy vinyl unless you like in that small group. But, I mean, shit, giving the belt to Seth Rollins, who just happens to be the hottest wrestler in the WWE, is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. However, I totally get the aspect of needing a face to carry a belt into WrestleMania, because although Roman Reigns is super duper over and people do love Roman Reigns, he's not he's a heel. He's a heel. So, and by the way they were kind of positioning AJ Styles, I was like, oh, so does he have the other opponent? I'm now convinced that AJ Styles is going to WrestleMania. I just don't know how.
Yeah.
Because the last 2 weeks have been really good for him. But yes, there was a better way. But at the same time, it does look like the women are completely taking over WrestleMania this year. So maybe this is the best scenario because something tells me that the women in the headline both nights. That's what it looks like.
I mean, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns is going to be the last match on Tuesday. I mean, on Sunday. It's going to be the last match.
I mean,
but
that's what honestly, that's what we think.
No, it's going to be the last match.
I get it. I totally get it.
I will say this as far as headlining. there's going to be two women. There's going to be two matches headlining WrestleMania. It's just the last match of the whole experience is going to be Brock versus Roman. However, I agree with you in that standpoint of you got two women's matches, one of which I don't think we won't.
And that's why I want to talk about that.
But I get it.
Yeah. I mean, look, and I know I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but I want to get this line
off
in case we kind of gloss over.
I don't think you jumping ahead because go ahead because I'm with you.
Because so I'm already in the mindset that Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair will be on the same night as Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, because Bianca Belair got Brock Lesnar to WrestleMania. If we keeping it real, she did about a half hour's worth of work in the last 2 weeks and going to WrestleMania. She was the last pick in the gauntlet. She beat the person that performed the life out of the arena at the gauntlet. Yeah. She came in last in the chamber.
Yeah.
Beat everybody ass in the fucking chamber and didn't look like she broke a sweat and is going to WrestleMania. Well, every other woman has a wrestled at least an hour. But so what? Happy Black History Month.
Yeah, she's been the shining star of Black History Month.
You know what I'm saying?
That's basically it.
That was for Jazz and Jacqueline, man. You know what I mean?
No, so look, I agree with you to the point where I got the strangest feeling that WWE was like, yo, look what we got over here. We don't necessarily need a second WWE title match.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
Understood.
But, and here's why I don't agree with it. And it's blending two stories. And we'll get into the nuts and bolts of the other person in this. But Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes better happen at WrestleMania.
Now talk about things I want to see.
And that should have been for the WWE Championship. Seth Rollins have been the flag bearer about anybody outside of WWE thinking they are the best in the world.
Yeah.
Literally. Like Roman Reigns has been on his tribal chief shit. And okay. But when somebody says that they are the best in the world and companies outside of the WWE, Seth Rollins is the person that comes in and be like, nah, Jack.
Right.
No, you're not.
Right.
And to blend two stories into one, Cody Rhodes announced that he was leaving AEW. We'll get into the reason why and how niggas been telling you on this pod. Hey, wow, that things wasn't what they seem, but I'm not white and I'm not wrestling Twitter popular. I don't talk to everybody. I talk to enough. And them people told me, hey, man, something ain't right. We gonna get into that a little bit later. But if it is true, in fact, that Cody Rhodes is coming to the WWE as early as tomorrow, you keep the belt on Seth, and you have Seth versus Cody for the World Championship at WrestleMania Night 1. And it ain't even got to end the night. No, it could be the first match like Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley was. But the fact that, if somebody said this on Twitter, I wish I could give them their flowers. But they said that Cody Rhodes left to become a big star, and people said that he would not become a big star after leaving the WWE. And Stone Cold, it was announced that reportedly, allegedly, Stone Cold is being pushed to wrestle one more time at WrestleMania.
Yep.
And that shit got pushed out the way for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes shit ended up on TMZ.
Yeah, man.
That is as mainstream as you could get.
Yeah.
That's Cody. I don't think if Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Orange Cassidy, I don't think none of them niggas could have left and been on TMZ.
Yeah.
Cody
Rhodes.
Not
now, respectfully.
Right, not now. And not ever. I don't give a fuck. Cody Rhodes ass leave. It's mainstream news. You put him versus Seth Rollins in a match for the title. It makes it look like, and Dedrian, my man Dedrian, had said some shit on his show that I disagree with 2,000%. Said that Cody Rhodes leaving AEW is like Bret Hart going to WCW. Nigga, no the fuck it ain't.
No, well,
this is nope. I see where he was going.
Yeah, I get where you're going.
Fuck it ain't. Because Cody Rhodes came through OVW. He is a WWE product. This shit is like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall leaving WWE to go to WCW.
Okay.
Because in a sense, even though we know it's not, Cody Rhodes built AEW.
Yeah.
This shit really started from him.
Mm-hmm.
This shit really started from him, ladies and gentlemen. Bret Hart, WWE didn't start from Bret Hart.
Right. Not fact.
Bret Hart started in Stampede Wrestling. He is part of the Territory era.
Yeah.
He didn't start
Vince
there.
cut his dad a check. Vince cut Bret dad a check to get him over.
To buy that shit. Him and Jack Tunney and the British Bulldogs and all them niggas was bought. Razor Ramon was shit in WCW.
Yeah, Diamond Stud.
Well, the Diamond Stud wasn't shit. And Oz and Master Blaster, Ace
and
or
Vinny
Steel,
Vegas.
and Vinny Vegas wasn't shit. They came to WWE and became stars. And when they left, it was like to us, WWE invading WCW. This is that. This is like AEW or the nigga who built AEW, executive vice president, the man who helped create All Out, which led to this shit. It led to AEW.
This would be a lot like if Shane actually wrestled in WCW and kept it open.
Bingo. That would be that.
Yeah.
This is like AEW coming to WWE and the top nigga at AEW coming to WWE to fight one of the top niggas. This is Sting versus Razor Ramon, or this is that. If it was just a singles match, this is Sting versus Razor Ramon. Even though Cody became a star in this ain't Bret Hart. Bret Hart came to WWE and WWF after controversy.
Yeah.
But the controversy was him basically being fucked out of. Them niggas just didn't get along.
Yeah.
He didn't get fucked. Them niggas didn't get along off of some shit he built.
Yeah.
And they just didn't get along. I see where he was trying to go, but this ain't that. This ain't that. Because Bret Hart came up in that motherfucker and he helped Hogan win the title.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon he not putting nobody in no title match as we see.
Yeah.
But I don't think Vince McMahon is going to go back to what he did when Ric Flair came over. Because if anything, this is also like when Ric Flair came to WCW.
Yeah.
And it's probably even more that than the Kevin Nash and Razor Ramon shit. Because Ric Flair was WCW NWA.
Yeah.
He came over there with the belt. Cody Rhodes is AEW. He's coming over as a former executive vice president. Only thing Cody Rhodes ain't doing that bitch was hold the world title, which really was probably on him not holding.
Yeah.
So when you got Cody Rhodes, if this is true, coming over to WWE, you put that man in a title match against Seth Rollins. But here's something that I hope that is happening in that case. Because the women is where I draw the line. Okay. I believe Vince McMahon and company said we don't have to do that because we got 2 quality main events coming from women. We can still give you Cody Rhodes versus Seth and ain't got to put no belt on any one of them.
Yes.
Because I got 2 women with 4 women.
Yes.
That's going to give me quality main events. So the grudge match that I've been bitching about, the Art of the Grudge match, comes back, which I'm hoping we see this generation's Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels, Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, that type of shit, where we know what we're getting with these title matches. We need to see the quality matches fill that bitch up. And it's got to be some dope ass grudge matches.
Right. So, and I'm glad you made that point about the 4 women, because this is why I was saying that I wouldn't be surprised if the women's matches main evented both nights of WrestleMania, because for the first time ever, you potentially have 4 women who are bigger stars than any man you're going to put on a WrestleMania card this year. This might be the first time. Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair. Again, we can argue with Brock Lesnar. We can argue like he is him. Like he's him. Hey, Roman Reigns is also him. But who are the other 2 men? Justin, this is outside of wrestling, step outside of wrestling. Who are the other men that you would say are more popular and well-known in the mainstream aspect than just, let's say, the challengers? Let's just say Bianca Belair and Ronda Rousey. Like, who's bigger challengers? So that's why I was like, man, you know what? Wow. And he just Brock Lesnar her to the title. The other person that's rivaling them is another woman. Her name is Sasha Banks.
And she ain't got a match. She might be hosting this bitch.
Yo.
Hey, you raised a good ass point. Hey. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar is main eventing night 2.
Yes.
However, I am willing to stay here that you got a motherfucking point, because I would stand to see those numbers.
Yeah.
But I think from a wrestling standpoint,
yes.
From a wrestling standpoint, I think you're right. From a just personal standpoint, and this is no slight on Roman at all. I think more people know Roman is kin to The Rock.
Yes.
Than he is a wrestler.
Yes.
And I don't mean wrestling fans.
No.
I mean the casual fan who in WrestleMania season is the people that's going to fill up the stadium in Dallas, AT&T Stadium in Dallas, and give you the pay-per-view and or stream numbers that you need.
Yeah. Because the 2 things that I personally hear about Roman Reigns from people that don't really watch wrestling is, 1, hey, he look like Aquaman. And 2, yo, wasn't he the dude in the one of the spinoffs, like the Hobbs and Shaw shit?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, yeah. But the fact that they don't know his name yet, when they should, I'm holding those people accountable. I was like, no, you should know who Roman Reigns is by now, bro. Like, if nothing else, John Cena should have helped you know who Roman Reigns is.
Right.
But you're right. It's one of those things. But hey, look, that's why, but to your point, that's probably why he should headline. They'd be like, yo, man, he got top billing over fucking Becky Lynch. It's like, it's weird you have to say that. Right. Like, it's weird you got to say that, but it's like, yeah, no, he got billing over Becky Lynch. That's chief, dog.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. And then looking at Cody, this is why I would have put the belt on Seth, and Cody come out on Monday tomorrow. Like, hey,
yeah,
I'm not coming in here for no chance to wrestle for the belt. I'm challenging you, Seth Rollins, for the WWE World Championship, a belt that I should have held. But I married a black woman. And Bang told y'all niggas that as soon as he got married to that black woman, Vince then was going to be like,
okay, well, it's been real, Cody.
It's been real. The motherfucker was Stardust and he was out. Yeah, I told y'all that shit when the motherfucker took 2 weeks off to get married. That being said, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, book it. I wish it was for the world championship, but it's not. But book it. Also, go ahead.
Real quick, I'm sorry. And shout to Seth Rollins and also Cody Rhodes, because if they do what you're saying, because I think Seth Rollins has been right the entire time with all the AEW madness and New Japan madness, when people were saying Kenny Omega was the best wrestler in the world. Seth Rollins was like, hey, man, I don't want to hear none of that shit until y'all make it here and y'all wrestle me. So if you're not going to sign a contract and wrestle me here on the biggest platform possible so the most people can see it, I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. And I salute that because, yeah, Barry Bonds never said, hey, yeah, I'm going to go over to Japan and just prove I'm the best. Like, no, nigga, you need to make it to the MLB, bruh. And you need to hit more home runs than I did. Like Kobe never sat and was like, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of competition in China and Italy, so I'm just going to go back to Italy, and then I'm going to go play in China and let them know I'm the best. He was like, no, if you can't even make it to the NBA, fam, we don't have a conversation. Yeah. So salute to Seth Rollins for treating the WWE like the MLB, like the NBA, like the NFL, and was like, look, if you ain't even gonna sign up to get over here and get down with me, you can't be the best.
And that's Seth Rollins he gonna walk up in there. Welcome back. It's like you never left. Man, we was beating your ass as the Shield. You left, and now you're back. I wonder does Cody leaving? I wonder does he have any equity in AEW though?
I think he's a smart man, and he does.
I hope so. That was one of the things that I was thinking, because that would even be dope as hell. That this nigga Cody leaves, got equity in AEW, and end up with a nice ass contract in the WWE. Because he gonna get he gonna get a raise.
Yeah.
And he still get to keep his TNT shit. Like I saw somebody say, man, he can't leave because he on TNT. Like, so is John Cena.
Right. Hey, and he'll be back, but I'll save that when we get right into the topic.
Oh, if Ric Flair came back, that's all I'm gonna say. But let's go to Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Very disappointing to hear that my man had a shoulder injury and he's going to be out to after WrestleMania. What I will do, however, I'm going to congratulate the WWE here.
Yeah, man.
Because when we see the shit happening, two things pop up in my mind. One, what the fuck? So he not going to wrestle?
Right.
So he not going to lose his belt? Like, what the fuck going on? This is bullshit. Two, what Cody Rhodes at? When they just closed the gate, what the fuck going? The confusion was like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? Then you hear the concussion protocol shit, and then afterwards, shouts out to Kaz on the Ringer Wrestling Show podcast. He said he had it on good authority about the shoulder shit. So boom, boom, boom. Now he didn't get pinned.
Right.
He didn't get his ass whooped.
Right.
Bobby Lashley still looks strong.
Right.
Bobby Lashley comes back. When he comes back, more than likely, what is he challenging for?
The WWE Championship.
Or the Unified. Because I think there's a question to be answered, which is probably going to be answered on Monday or Friday. How does this look? Is this here like the brand split? Is it done? Is it still going to be going on, but it's like it was when the brand split first started, where the world champion was on both brands? Is it that? Or is it, I'm winning the championship on both brands type shit? It's a legit question because it's not been said how it's going to go. When Seth Rollins beat John Cena for the US championship, we thought that they'd probably just, have him relinquish it and have a US title tournament. Right. Like what Hulk Hogan did when he lost, like what Ultimate Warrior did when he lost to Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
Right after that, Intercontinental Championship tournament, Mr. Perfect wins it.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't happen.
Nope.
So it remains to be seen what they're going to do with the belt. But I do got to commend the WWE by not making Bobby Lashley look weak in defeat. Having him take him out and then Brock Lesnar breaking the glass. Like, I'm just going to get this shit the fuck over with.
Right. Yeah, man. Hey.
So
listen, man.
They didn't give him the Big E shit.
Right. Listen, man. I was watching the Elimination Chamber. I had to catch the replay. But when I seen it, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I was like, damn. So because like part of me thought when Austin Theory goes through the chamber that Bobby Lashley was going to be like, fuck it. I'm just going to eliminate y'all right now. Like, and that's what I thought was going to happen. He was like, oh, okay, hey, yo, I'm about to put both of these white boys down. It's a wrap. And then I only got to worry about Brock, AJ, and Riddle. That's it. And then when he sat there and when he laid in the joint, and I was like, wait a minute, he ain't getting up. I'm like, fuck going on? This like terrorist MCL? What the fuck happened? So, and then when the cage opened, I was like, what the fuck is the cage opening? And he was taking them out. And then good old Michael Cole, man, a concussion protocol, something that we've never heard in wrestling before. Wow, a documentary.
I was like, yo, is this the WWE? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, I mean, is this the NFL?
Right. I was like, oh, concussion protocol. I was like, so wait, they about to take the belt off of Lashley, but he's not about to lose it? I was like, how do I feel about that? And then as he reiterated again, I said, how do I feel about that? And all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar just comes busting through the fucking chamber. And I was like, man. Oh, so this title shit about to really fucking happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, but why? I was like, why? Even though, but the thing is, there was no black casualty in the Elimination Chamber. So I stood on that.
Yeah.
I stood on that and was like, well, two things are either going to happen here. Concussion protocol. He's going to either miraculously heal for a triple threat match at WrestleMania, or Bobby Lashley can't be there for another reason. And then we have the shoulder thing. And I was like, oh, awesome. Because if you can take the title off of Shawn Michaels for getting his ass whooped in Syracuse and wanting to go home, you can definitely just take the title off of Bobby Lashley because he hurt himself with your star main attraction for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So, hey, listen, shout out to Bobby Lashley getting the elite top tier, top guy treatment in Black History Month, the first black man to ever have to relinquish a title for an actual injury. He is now, ladies and gentlemen, whether you fucking like it or not, he is in the same conversation with your John Cena's, with your Triple H, with your Bret Hart, with your Shawn Michaels, because only those guys, that very short list, and I might have left a couple off, but he's the only black man officially in that rare air of like, yo, we just can't have people beating his ass and getting the title off of him.
Yeah.
We got to do something else. So shout to Bobby Lashley for increasing his cachet to the level that you can't just make him lose. You got to make it make sense, because Bobby Lashley is the motherfucking man, dog.
And I will say this. We would never know the answer to the question, would Bobby Lashley lost that bitch anyway?
Right.
It doesn't even matter. Now, let's get back to the women here.
I'm okay with that too.
Of course, because the women were styling and profiling that. Shouts out to the bodysuits. Shouts out to not wearing them long ass t-shirts.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Saudi authorities.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all letting curves live last night. We appreciate that.
Yes. But with that being said, goddamn, Bianca Belair's top 5 in the WWE right now.
Yeah, man.
She ain't 5.
Yeah, man.
Like,
hey, Brock Lesnar, her way to WrestleMania. I'm with it.
That's safe to say that I would give her top 3 billing in the WWE. Like you said, she Brock Lesnar her way to the main event of WrestleMania. But I'm also going to shout out somebody at the same time. Rhea Ripley. if the WWE don't have Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair at SummerSlam, they fucked up. That should be your SummerSlam. That it should already be marked down on the board. What we doing for SummerSlam? Bing.
Yeah,
top. Because them two is proof positive about the women's division in the WWE and how things are changing a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Because I know a couple of times I've said Bayley should be back. Bayley's going to win the Royal Rumble. Blah, 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 blah. I think we are now at a great place for the women's division where we can say we don't particularly need certain people to be on certain levels.
Yeah.
Now, at first, them people were like the Zelenas, and the Nikki ASHs, you know, and some like what's the girl name? Dana Brooks, and all that stuff. But I think now the WWE is at a place where I'm predicting there's going to be one more match added to to WrestleMania.
Okay.
That's going to be with the women. That's not the Royal. That's not the Battle Royal. I think we're gonna get one more match.
Okay.
Out of the women, and what I mean by that, just going to the Art of the Grudge match again. We're gonna have a whole bunch of grudge matches now, where motherfucking we only got one world title match for the men, and both of those bitches in there.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if we see Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
For the Intercontinental Championship. Even though that's some shit that I don't want.
Yeah.
After Sami Zayn is now the Intercontinental Champion, and he had the issue with Johnny Knoxville at the Royal Rumble, and you want star power at at WrestleMania, it would not shock me if Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn is going to happen. But then let's look at some of the rumors. Stone Cold is rumored to be wrestling.
Yeah, man.
Not hosting, not holding a mic. He's rumored to be wrestling. And one of the rumors that's out there is he's going to be wrestling Kevin Owens.
Right. Yeah. Which I'm here for that.
I'm here for that. As long as Stone Cold is healthy and mobile. Because Kevin Owens can have a good match with a brick.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, look. Stone Cold may have to wrestle in his Asics or New Balance cross trainers, but I'm here for it because, I mean, hey, we know two things about Steve Austin, and that is, one, his knee's been fucked up since the early 90s. And second, he can wrestle and he can brawl, much like Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens looks like the wrestler Steve Austin should be because of how much beer he consumes. So you're going to get a great match of people that can do, two guys that can do the exact same thing to each other. And I'm here for that, even with Steve Austin being in his 50s, because he doesn't look like the 80s wrestlers that's in their 50s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He looks good. It looks good. That he could keep the shirt on and wrestle with the shorts, with the jorts. And it could definitely be a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Yeah.
Or a last man standing match. Where we don't have to worry about no in-ring shit. These motherfuckers could go all around AT&T Stadium and whoop each other's ass. Now, and we'll get into that more as is announced because they're trying, apparently Vince McMahon is just trying to get as many big people as he can for this joint, which says a lot about maybe it was the route that they were going to go because it's not going to be 2 title matches, so you got to fill in a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So Cody Rhodes becoming free is a godsend, and Cody Rhodes might look at it as leverage, like, hey, you got to pay me.
Right.
But then you look at Sasha Banks not being on the card. You're like, what the fuck?
Hey, and you know what? with the way things are setting up right now, and I know they're on 2 different shows, but shit, Rhea Ripley versus Sasha Banks is a WrestleMania match.
My nigga.
You dig? Like, that's a WrestleMania match, bruh.
And Charlotte versus Ronda, Becky versus Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks versus Rhea Ripley. I pay to see that alone.
Yeah.
Alone.
Yeah. Like, that's what women's evolution, they were hoping it would be.
Yep.
They want something like that. And let's not forget, Lita is going to be at WrestleMania. And see, Lita's a draw.
We on the same page here, nigga. We on the same page. Because I could also see Sasha versus Lita. I can also see Bayley versus Lita.
Hey, listen.
Or
y'all, if y'all been listening to the show weekly, y'all know my original pick for WrestleMania was Lita versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship.
That's true.
like that was it. But that match happening for no reason other than like, yo, no, I get to wrestle Lita at WrestleMania. Hell yeah, I'm in.
Or here's another one for you. Lita and Trish versus Carmella and Queen Zelina for the women's championships.
Okay. Hey, somebody got to take the titles off of them. It's giving me real third match at WrestleMania Day 1 vibes.
But that's cool. They are, it's attraction. This ain't this. What I know somebody's going to be listening. Like, I know somebody's going to be listening to this and be like, bang, you tripping. But I'm not.
No.
Y'all the ones who get it confused. When it's WrestleMania, this is about moments. This is about attractions. Nigga, let me name a superstar here other than The Rock. If LeBron James said that he wanted to get in the ring on some Karl Malone, Dennis Rodman shit, you think that shit gonna happen at fucking No Way Out?
Hell no.
You think that shit gonna motherfucking happen in Backlash?
Hell no.
That shit's gonna happen in two pay-per-views, 1 or 2 pay-per-views. WrestleMania. Hey man, look, I'm out for the season. We're not making it to the playoffs and shit. I'm out. I'm about to go wrestle.
Listen.
I do what I want to do, Lakers. Or SummerSlam. Right. The season's over with. Do what the fuck I want to do, Lakers.
Right. Hey, listen, LeBron can make that call 10 days out. And Vince like, hey, we go, hey, fam, I'm sorry, you cut.
Right.
But we got LeBron James,
bro. We got LeBron James. One of the matches that I expect to see is The Miz and Logan Paul versus the team that Cam hates. The Mysterios.
Man.
But you know what Logan Paul is? A motherfucking attraction.
Yeah.
A big ass attraction. Who apparently ain't got paid by Floyd Mayweather yet.
Hey, go get it. Go get your money. Hey, since he didn't really knock you out, go get it. Go get your money. Go get your money. Since you ate that punch, he didn't really knock you out. Yeah, and it is what it is. Go get your money. Go get it.
So like I'm saying, it's going to be attraction after attraction after attraction, nigga. George Clooney could be like, yo, I want to be the manager of somebody at WrestleMania. Vince like, hey.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, George Clooney could just walk out with all the women that's not wrestling.
Man.
And they were like, hey, it's George Clooney.
George Clooney, my nigga.
Yeah, he got Dana Brooke with him. He got fucking...
Yeah. The Undertaker is probably going to ride his motorcycle. That's another guarantee. Because he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Oh, in Texas,
he's being inducted. Yeah, he's being inducted into Hall of Fame. He's the first member elected to the Hall of Fame this year. My prediction is American Badass Mark Calloway is showing up, and somebody's going to get powerbombed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody getting the last ride.
Hell yeah.
And he's going to...
Yeah, especially in Texas, too. Come on, man. That's the mega man, dog.
Yeah, you fuck shit. So it's going to be attraction after attraction. I'm interested to see who might be next up in the WWE Hall of Fame 2022 class. I haven't even seen any rumors. Like that's the one thing that like normally you will see like some rumors out there be like, yo, shit, this person might be next. Like that, like we have sportskita.com who said 5 superstars who could be in there. Jeff Hardy said nah.
Yeah. Jeff Hardy ain't with the solo joint.
Man, he was like, nah, I'm straight.
And I feel that because you know what? Even though Jeff Hardy had a hell of a run as a singles man, the Hardy Boys is why we fuck with Jeff Hardy like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But, I mean, wouldn't shock or surprise me to see Bad Bunny.
Oh, hey.
Bad Bunny is the greatest.
Yeah, he's the greatest celebrity wrestler of all time. Yeah. He do need his own match. Like him versus Dominic ain't really. I mean, I wouldn't mind that.
Man,
like, beat this dude, man. Beat dude ass, man. Out of here, man.
Hey, and then I don't know if like Batista probably would now be a part of this class.
Oh wait, Batista's not in?
He never went through the ceremony.
Because
of COVID.
Yeah.
So he never really went through it. So I could see that happening. Like The Rock, I don't think The Rock I think The Rock is going to go in as the headliner.
Yeah.
No, so it's not gonna be like, yo, it's me and Undertaker. Like, nah. Yeah. It's definitely gonna be like his own or whatever. And damn, this some shit that I missed. The Bad News Brown and the Macho. See, that shit should have been a world title at a goddamn pay-per-view. What the fuck, man? These motherfuckers is fighting each other right now. And all the people knocking them out. That fuck should not been no Saturday Night's main event shit. But I digress. But yeah, I'm interested to see who's gonna be on that. I think Bad Bunny, if they wanted to, Bad Bunny could be in the Hall of Fame right now off of the shit he did. I would be interested to see what other big names and if Batista would be a part of this class, which he probably should because of, the WrestleMania match, which you could, when you think about it, might have been The Undertaker's first great WrestleMania match.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm always bad with inductions because I be forgetting who be in it. But yeah, man. I mean, the only thing I think, but it's not gonna happen because I agree with you. Like The Rock and The Undertaker have to headline their own WrestleMania Hall of Fame weekend joints. But trying to combat COVID, because this is the first time in a long time we ain't heard about, it's already sold out. Tickets sold out in X amount of minutes, X amount of days, weeks, blah, 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 blah. Pre-sales went crazy. We ain't heard that. And this is in Dallas.
Yeah. They got to fill up 100.
Yeah, man. So, like, all else fails, man. They're like, hey, man, look, we only got 92,000. Yo, tell them The Rock gonna be there, man. Tell The Rock Hall of Fame too.
Hey,
and they doing this shit on SmackDown. Like, yeah.
Hey, it was shit. The Rock did the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And, he did the millions, and my ass was like, and millions. And I guess somebody asked him about that. He said, don't worry about it. You'll get the other people saying millions real soon. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Is he gonna be it? Now, look, it's $100,000. It's 100 tickets, 100,000 tickets they got to sell.
Yes, sir.
So that shit got to happen, and everybody and their mama got to be there. So it is what it is in that. But Bianca Belair is a part of that shit, and the women are a part of that shit.
Yes.
And what yesterday showed me is that they have a big, and I mean a major star in Bianca Belair, to the point. Let me talk my shit for a minute, Kent. Because I've been waiting to do this. At SummerSlam, there was a lot of people upset.
Yeah.
I was upset too. But then, as I stated on this pod, I calmed down. And I said that this might be the best thing that happens to Bianca Belair with losing that belt and the fashion that she lost it. Because we gonna see what she made of. We gonna see if she give a fuck. We gonna see if she listens to wrestling Twitter and all that shit. To the point where weeks after that, I said, man, she's bigger than the belt. I said this on this pod. Bianca Belair is bigger than both the SmackDown and Raw Women's World Championships. I'm going to say this again. Bianca Belair is bigger than both of those belts combined. She don't need that belt. She gonna get it at WrestleMania as the payback. But when she lost it, Bianca Belair, in my opinion, proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that she is bigger than that belt. And she proved it to the WWE, and the WWE knows it. That's why she was Brock Lesnar to the World Championship match. She's bigger than that belt. She's bigger than Becky Lynch, ladies and gentlemen. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. She's bigger than Charlotte Flair. I don't give a fuck what all of y'all say. And she's bigger than Ronda Rousey. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. There's only one woman that could rival her in popularity. That's Sasha.
Yep, and they wrestled last year.
No,
you're absolutely right.
I'm telling y'all have to kill it with the hot takes after events. Y'all gotta kill it with getting your emotions so deep into this shit. Because people thought she was gonna be squashed. She was buried. It was over for Bianca Belair. And those people, to me, are people who never believed in her in the first place. Honestly, you just believe in her because she's black. And not even because of her talent. Because
that's a real conversation.
Because look at the people that has been so-called buried. They were talented. But were they stars?
Right.
Like, I'll keep it real. Cody Rhodes come back, that's dope. Cody Rhodes left the WWE and became a bigger star than he ever was. And honestly, rival his daddy and his daddy's dad.
Yeah. Without wrestling too, by the way.
Without wrestling. He had to leave. But he became a bigger star. But he wasn't going to do that shit in the WWE when he was so-called buried.
Right.
Big E, to me, is not buried. It's just transition. And I'm going to say it again. It needs to be Big E versus Kofi at WrestleMania. That shit need to happen.
And to your point on that, because I've had some time to think about that, Big E versus Kofi would help Kofi out tremendously.
Man.
Because even though he is the first African-born WWE champion, he won a belt as a black man at WrestleMania. That's becoming a footnote, unfortunately. And he had a 5-6 month run. And Big E did a whole lot in a little bit of time. So
he was
realistically,
he was the pace car yesterday at the race at the joint.
Right.
I ain't
so
never
realistically,
like a nigga doing that shit too. Come on, fam.
So realistically, when you take that with everything that Bang just said, that's just happening for both of them, and all those facts being in play, the bottom line is WrestleMania night 1 or night 2, it don't matter. You have 2 former WWE champions that happen to be black wrestling at WrestleMania, a billing that they probably were not going to get 3 years ago, without being on a tag team facing somebody else. And y'all know at their highest, they were on the fucking pre-show. They were having the best matches on pre-shows for a whole year and they worked themselves up into the main card. So now, honestly, just to keep it in perspective, because Michael Cole is going to sell the shit out of it, and so will Corey Graves, depending on how they make it happen. But two former WWE champions that happen to be black wrestling at WrestleMania is actually great for both of them. Because right now, as we see it, we see Big E getting about 3 to 5 WWE championship runs. I don't know if Kofi definitely getting a second shot.
Oh, he's not getting no second shot. Hell no.
So
I think I'm looking dead in the camera when I say that shit. He ain't getting no other title. It's just a wrap.
Man.
So honestly, and I said Big E maybe turn heel. Nah, you know what? Have Kofi turn on him. Matter of fact, have Kofi and Xavier turn on him. Have the King in their hand and turn on him.
Hey, man.
And you know what? I'll even keep it more of a buck. Maybe it need to be Big E versus Xavier Woods at WrestleMania.
Hey, he's my MIP of wrestling last year. So
yes, he is, and he's the king.
Yes,
and Kofi's the hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that a match with them involving them should be taking place.
Yeah, New Day at WrestleMania is never a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be them versus somebody. It should be them versus them.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, when I look at all of these shits, though, still ain't nothing bigger than Bianca Belair. So
yeah, man,
make that shit happen.
Yeah, man.
Goldberg's last stand. Roman Reigns defeated Goldberg in 6 minutes.
I wish I had fucking confetti right now. The fuck?
Is this the last that this is the last match on this particular contract? Will we see Goldberg and AEW in the near future?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Bye, Bill. But yeah, hey, William Goldberg, take your ass over to AEW and fucking what's the Brian Cage? What's that big ass white dude that be slamming the shit out of you? Go ahead and let Brian Cage beat your fucking ass. But even though they're probably over there, though, they'll probably have Goldberg wash him because that's stupid. Yeah. But whatever. But yeah, no, man. Yeah, Goldberg is gonna go to AEW, man. And I can't wait for people to oversell it. And I can't wait for
oh my God, this is the biggest.
You know what I'm saying? I can't, and I also can't wait for all the anti-WWE people to make that make sense.
but it didn't make sense in the WWE.
Yeah, it didn't make sense there.
But
so hey, look, progressive, all about the future. They're concerned about now. In 5 years, they're gonna do this X, Y, and Z. ABC 1, 2, 3. Shout to Michael Jackson, rest in peace. They ain't gonna do none of that shit. They're hiring Goldberg to headline All In.
Yeah,
that's what they're gonna fucking do.
Yeah,
shut the fuck up and watch wrestling.
Just real quick to run down. Real quick, to run down the rest of the matches, man. Rey Mysterio defeated The Miz. Like I said, he made a call that was cut from Peacock too. It was cut. I don't know. It was like it was a commercial, but he made a call to somebody. Rumor has it that person is going to be Logan Paul. Ronda Rousey and Naomi defeated Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville by submission. That was just another match, but the ladies was looking good in the cat suits, and Ronda Rousey came as the Karate Kid.
Or Kung Fu. One of the Kung Fu dudes on level 3.
Right. The Usos and the Viking Raiders was a no contest. I said that Usos was going to win that shit anyway, so we'll take it as a victory. Yeah. And I want to, before we move on, I want to apologize to a wrestler.
Okay.
I don't like his wrestling gear. I still don't really like the gimmick. But somebody who's in the running for most improved in 2022 already is Madcap Moss.
Yeah, hey. Man. Shout out to that young man for damn near Owen Harting himself.
Man.
And moving like it didn't fucking happen.
Man, hey, shouts out to Baron Corbin by getting him out of the ring and letting him get his bearings and making sure that he was straight.
Yes.
So shouts out for him with the foresight and looking out. But he finished that match. And you know what? He looked damn good.
Yeah, man.
He's looked damn good with Drew McIntyre.
I'm shocked he lost. Hey, I'm shocked he fucking lost.
He got the look that Vince likes. He got the talent to work in the WWE way. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with him and what they're gonna do. But from what I saw yesterday, they might got something. They might got something. In the they might got something. So I apologize. I've been shitting on that man since Raw Underground. This ain't Jinder. He's not Jinder Mahal, ladies and gentlemen.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And speaking of Jinder Mahal, damn, we are almost at the time where a lot more people are going to be featured in Endeavor. Once WrestleMania, after April 3rd, I wonder who's going to be here. You know who's supposed to be here, though? Cody Rhodes.
Hey.
Cody Rhodes left AEW.
Yes.
AEW and Tony Khan and Cody Rhodes and now Kenny Omega have all discussed the split. Kenny Omega even went as far as to say, hey, think he on his way to Saudi Arabia now.
Shout out to Kenny Omega for saying shit like that. That's just funny to me.
But Kenny Omega said a whole bunch of other shit, and we're going to talk about. But to some people, it was shocking.
Yeah.
Bang and Camp, it wasn't.
No.
We knew this was coming. We knew this was on the way. And let me break this down to you. Sources and legit sources told me that what I said on this pod and what they told me, that Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, were not getting along with Cody Rhodes. Also, Cody wanted to do things his way, which is a more structured way. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks was down to do things their way, which was not as structured as Cody Rhodes. Kind of inmates run the asylum type. Indie style. A whole new brand of wrestling. Cody Rhodes, it was his idea to want to go tooth and nail against the WWE. Hence breaking Triple H's throne at the pay-per-view. He wanted his Monday Night Wars type shit. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks was like, man, we just trying to wrestle. Tony Khan, meanwhile, looks at them all and say, hey, that's cool. I'm spending the money, though. So everything runs through me. He became the Vince McMahon of the shit. And only Vince McMahon is Vince McMahon.
Exactly.
It might not be the best way of doing things for some people, but it's the devil you know compared to the devil you don't know. It's the devil you know how he works and he knows this shit compared to the devil that don't necessarily know. He's learning on the fly. Might be doing decent, but it's not being beneficial to me because I just lost all booking power. So I'm basically a wrestler. I didn't come here to be just a wrestler. I started this shit, and it's the motherfucking thanks I get.
Nice cube. Shout out to him.
Exactly. So Cody Rhodes worked without a contract for a couple of weeks, tried to get things settled. He wasn't going to get what he wanted, which was some of that power back. And keep it a buck. We bringing more people from up north down here. So I need that money anyway. Cody Rhodes leaves.
Yeah, man.
Now, let's start off with the leaving part before I read some of the things that Kenny Omega said.
Okay.
When I sent you that text and you sent all of those laughing emojis, what was the thought on your mind when you saw Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes was leaving leaving AEW?
My first thought was, damn, look how many people on wrestling Twitter gotta just take shit back. Like,
Clubhouse
you just gotta take
Clubhouse 2.
Yeah, Clubhouse
Twitter Spaces, 2. Reddit, Discourse.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all just gotta take it back because the thing is, right? If I remember right, and I could be wrong, remember I ended up with COVID during this time. So, I was fresh out the hospital when some of y'all was talking this shit. I don't know, right? But y'all were putting Cody Rhodes in to that greatest mind in wrestling ever category, and how his brainchild with what he was going to do with AEW was already 90 days in on the job, was already superseding what the WWE was doing. That's what y'all were saying. And it was all on the back of Cody Rhodes and his thoughts, his actions, and his maneuvering. That was y'all conversation. You also put it in the situation of how, like, yeah, everybody's jumping ship because everybody loves Cody. Like, y'all were like, yo, well, Cody Rhodes now has AEW. The world loves Cody Rhodes, so it's going to be easy to get everybody to AEW to take down WWE within 5 years. That was your number.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't make it to 3.5. That was my first thought.
I'm letting you rock.
Oh, okay, bet.
I'm letting you rock because I know you had a lot of thoughts on this.
Yeah, my second thought was, well, the realest shit is that Cody not done wrestling. My second thought was just Cody's not done wrestling. I don't know how long he's gonna wait or what he's gonna do, but he's not done wrestling because now, third thing is Cody's worked himself in a position now where anywhere but the WWE is a step down.
Yep.
He can't do a spot dated Impact.
Mm-hmm.
He can't go to New Japan. Wrestle Kingdom. He can't. I mean, he could.
It has to be Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah, right. It can't be shit else.
Right. Yeah, he's not gonna join the other Bullet Club just to do dates. He has to headline Wrestle Kingdom or bust. But where wrestling fans, where can you go when you are one of the best at what you do in your profession? Where can you go? Yeah. I'll tell you where you can go. You can go to a place that's ran by a gentleman by the name of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And that place is called the WWE. Now, granted, did I think that kind of news was going to make it out ASAPual? No. I really, full transparency, I thought we had till summer. I honestly thought that Cody was going to get in super dad mode for a minute, maybe even pop out another child, or at least, create another child because babies are born in 9 months, not 6. Well, so salute to the surviving babies that do.
Yeah, Tyreek was 6 months, but he made it.
Yes, right. Shout out to the babies that make it. But what I'm saying with that is that, I kind of expected Cody to take a break, be in dad mode, because he got bread. He got bread. Like, he ain't one of these wrestlers that need to wrestle either.
They never needed to, really.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So this was all interesting. But when the news hit that fast, it was like, oh, number 5, unless I'm counting wrong. Oh, Cody said, fuck y'all on the way out. Oh. Y'all want to listen to me? Y'all think that y'all shit popping? Like, this kind of reminds me of the stories I hear about when 112 wanted to leave Bad Boy and go to Def Jam. He was, and then he was like, you writing songs about read the credits? Nigga, I'll put you in them fucking suits. I'll put y'all on them hot ass beats from the Hitmen. Y'all sell millions of records with me. Jagged sing better than y'all. I made y'all hotter. That's how you gonna fucking treat me? Get the fuck out of my face then. All right, okay, Kevin. Okay, Leo, take these niggas. And do what I did with it.
Def Soul.
You know what I'm saying? Guess who's back? And it didn't, and it kind of low-key brick. All right? I love 112. Shout out to 112. I love 112. Shout out to 112. But the facts are the facts. All right? And that's how I kind of feel like. I feel like Cody think he did it, and he think Tony, the Bucks, and Kenny Omega is 112, and damn it, it's 4 of them.
Oh, man. It's like, guess who's back?
Damn it, it's 4 of them. So yeah, man. AEW, on some real shit. This ain't sarcasm. Good luck. Good luck. Because from the list that Bang just read off, this sounded like Monday Night Wars meets backyard wrestling, and then one of y'all could agree that it don't really work in the end. Because the Attitude Era and backyard wrestling is over with. All right? So good luck. Because now you all get to do what y'all want to do.
Yeah.
Which is just wrestle. Good luck.
Hey, guess who's back? That shit's that me. Hey, man, no lies told, fam. I saw somebody on Twitter say that the WWE is not mainstream.
All right. I'm reporting that account. What's the handle?
Like, somebody said that. And I said, who the fuck said that? And that's, at that moment, is why I was like, yep, I be trying to entertain wrestling Twitter.
Yeah, man.
And then I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Because that should never be said.
Yeah, man. Come on, man.
Cody
wrestling
Rhodes
is only mainstream right now in this era because of the WWE.
Like, Cody Rhodes is a bigger star now. And this is where I challenge WWE too. And Vince. Don't play him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't, if this is true, don't play him. Don't put him in. I'm not saying he should be a 30-time world champion in 6 months.
Right.
But don't play Cody like he's rugged Ronnie Garvin coming to the WWF.
Word. No, facts.
Don't play Cody like he's some random ass wrestler that just came from WWF.
Yeah.
And you know what? Don't, and this might be shocking who I'm about to say, don't treat Cody like he's Ravishing Rick Rude coming to the WWF. Don't treat Cody like these cats that has came over from WCW and then came over to WWF, and now you gotta like bury them and then bring them. Don't treat them like Booker T.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
because right before Cody left and became Stardust, I said Cody Rhodes needed to be in the world title picture.
Mm-hmm.
We was doing the thing, the Shield versus him and Dustin. Eventually, his ass should have been there. Matter of fact, I put on Twitter, Dashing Cody Rhodes should be back.
Man, that's what I want.
Dashing should be back. Right pronto.
Yeah, man.
And you know what? Even though the word on the street is Logan Paul, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Cody Rhodes that Miz is calling. Because shit, Rey Mysterio, the one who made him undashing Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Great callback. Hell of a callback.
Yeah, so they got history. But I still want it to be Seth Rollins for all of the reasons why I said earlier.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't treat my man like that type of wrestler who came over and you got to put him down before you put him up.
Yeah, man.
Cody Rhodes has established himself as a star. He should be treated as such.
Mm-hmm.
And to keep it a buck, you're part of the reason why he's a star. Honestly, you are a big reason why he's a star.
Mm-hmm.
You're a big reason because, not saying that Cody didn't do it on his own, but you gave him all of the tools in the beginning to allow them to say that a major star with a name like Rhodes is leaving the WWE to become something bigger than what he is currently and to prove to people that he is a main event star. And what did he go out and do? He went out and proved that shit. Mm-hmm. Don't BS that man by having him go up against Damian Priest for the United States Championship.
Yeah, man.
Cody Rhodes should be given a platform to be just as big as your Big E's, your Roman Reigns, your Seth Rollins, all of those things. I mean, when you think about it, he was a key piece of the reason why the Shield was successful.
Yeah.
So
because once they got rid of Punk and Cena, Cody was next. Cody and his pops and his brother was next.
Yeah, they want to get the Rose family the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, man.
Like I was even expecting when that shit came down, Cody Rhodes was to present the Creed brothers, the Dusty Rhodes, what's the name? Like, oh shit. And another thing is give him a chance backstage too.
Yeah.
He's proved it. I think he's proved it. He's did enough for himself, you know. And also, I'm looking at that performance center too.
Yeah. On the backstage thing.
Right.
Or in the office thing. I'm kind of with that, depending on how much of that he want the Monday Night War shit to be true. Because we have a generation of wrestling fans, and we're in the generation, but I think we're on the bell-shaped curve high percent end.
Mm-hmm.
That says, although we did enjoy the Monday Night Wars, that shit was fucked up for us.
Okay, I see where you're going. I got you.
So, at the same time, although I agree with every single thing you said about Cody Rhodes, because hell, before we started this show, we've always been high on Cody Rhodes, you and I. At the same time, though, I don't want Cody Rhodes to now go to like NXT.
Oh no!
No. Go backstage to NXT or just go backstage on Raw, SmackDown with the guys trying to come up, thinking that now, we got to take AEW out.
No. Yeah, I see where you're going, and I don't think that's the case. I'm really talking about main roster shit.
Okay.
Because Shawn Michaels got NXT. That's his shit. And honestly, I be trying to hate on it sometimes, but NXT is looking good and good. I mean, better and better each week. And seeing Dolph Ziggler, and I got that on the list too, but seeing Dolph Ziggler down there was like, oh shit, what the fuck's going on? Okay, I see what y'all doing. And seeing Tommaso Ciampa on Raw was like, oh, okay. No, Grace. I like what I'm seeing, and Shawn Michaels is doing a hell of a job. That's his show down there.
Yeah.
Now, What I mean by the backstage shit is the writer room and things of that nature. Because it seems to me that some of the best shit that I did like, even though it wasn't him winning the title, was the Cody Rhodes shit.
Yeah.
I just didn't like, the and I still say this, the TNT title being used the way that it was used. But the shit with him and Brody Lee looked good and made a lot of motherfucking sense to me.
Yeah.
But no. See, the I don't mind, like, looking back, I didn't mind the Wednesday Night Wars from AEW standpoint. If that shit didn't happen, AEW's not here. I hated it from a WWE standpoint. Because the WWE was the one that was like, fuck this shit. Wednesdays.
Right. I got you.
And it fueled it. So basically, in turn, Cody Rhodes was going to win that regardless because they was the new kids on the block.
Right.
So the WWE put themselves in a no-win situation. Well, Triple H put himself in a no-win situation. And it's funny that it was Triple H that put himself in a no-win situation. And who the one who kind of got Cody the fuck up out of here? But I say that to say that the man got a smart enough mind. I ain't say he got to be a leader in the room or anything like that. But, definitely be another ear to another voice for people to listen to back there. And he know what they doing over there. So even in some of the other cases, he know what the fuck they doing over there. So you got that ear too. Now, the second part about it is, and we talked about it with Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. And we know that's that's somebody that we would love to see Cody Rhodes go up against. If this is true, that Cody Rhodes is on his way to the WWE, other than Seth Rollins, since we spoke about it, who else would you like to see Cody Rhodes go up against?
Since he's proved that he still does have it, Edge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And another thing, Edge versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania got to happen.
Yeah, man. And that was the next person on my list, AJ Styles. I would you know what, even though, I mean, granted, it's not the US title is I think it's beneath Cody Rhodes, but hey, Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Moving over. I mean, well, hey, look, for all you indie fans, and I know y'all hope it's his last match before he signs with AEW, but Cesaro, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he signed it. His deal. Yeah. Cesaro getting paid good money out here too.
Yeah, man. Y'all better leave him alone.
Leave him and that check alone.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that motherfucker shit. Man, leave that alone.
And obviously, when the time is right, Braun Breaker. That's my top. What was that? 4 or 5 for him? Yeah. Everybody else is like, yeah, that'd be dope. But I think those are the top tier. Those are going to be the matches that defined his return.
Yeah, definitely want to see him and AJ Styles, Bullet Club type shit. I definitely want to see him and I want to see him and Roman.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Roman Reigns goes without saying. Because I mean, shit, it looked like, I mean, especially the way Michael Cole ran the stats, it looked like he about to chase Bruno Sammartino.
Man, you read that too?
Yeah,
you read that too.
And then then you realize how old the list was. I was like, yeah, nobody really is gonna be thinking about Pedro Morales. He kind of got to keep the belt longer than that, right?
Yeah.
It was like, Hogan gets a pass, but Bob Backlund, Bob Backlund and Pedro, nah. Yeah, he got to get past them. he might stop at Hogan, or maybe just a day later.
I was like, yeah, he ain't about to have this belt for 8 years, man. Because just to give you the numbers, man, Bruno Sammartino first, one of his title runs was 2,803 days.
That's crazy.
Bob Backlund's was 2,135. Hogan, yeah, these days ain't changing, fam. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he not having it. Fuck. Nigga, Pedro Morales had that shit over 1,000 days.
Damn. So shit. I thought he was like in the 800s. My bad. I didn't know.
Now.
Like Michael Cole didn't give the number. He just said this is the class he in now.
Yeah. I mean, damn. Like Pedro Morales had the belt from early 71 to late 73.
Jeez.
Bruno Sammartino, one of his title reigns, he's the next one. One of his title reigns was 1,237 days.
Jesus, man. That's a long time to just be the guy.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan was 1,474. Hulk Hogan had 3 versions of the belt too.
I was about to say, yeah.
He had the belt. He had the belt that Bob Backlund had, and then the one that just said heavyweight wrestling champion.
Yep, and then the eagle,
and then the eagle. Oh shit!
and the think about that, and we only call the eagle the Hulk Hogan title.
Yeah, motherfucker had that shit all the time. Bob Backlund 2,135 days.
Mm-hmm.
Bruno Sammartino, number 1 at 2,803. So I think the WWE eventually has to say that the modern era starts with Hulk Hogan and remove Pedro Morales out of the shit. But like he's past CM Punk, who was 434.
Yeah, we knew that was happening.
Yeah, so maybe it's a new era. They got to say that like he's the era's longest running champion, because I don't see Roman Reigns having this shit for a year and a half, another year and a half. I don't
see it, but
yeah,
like who else? Honestly, just being honest,
yeah.
Who else right now in the character that's already stabled and labeled? Who else can do it?
The only dude is the person he wrestling at WrestleMania, which is why I don't mind the champion versus champion shit when I think about it.
And
it's Seth. Those are the only two, but because they on separate brands, it's like, all right.
Yeah, so listen. The 2 guys that he didn't spent the last 6 months wrestling are the only 2 guys that can take the belt off of him to have a run that rivals that. Now, do I think that they are going to take the belt off of Roman Reigns eventually? Yeah.
Yeah, because he's gonna want to go on vacation.
Yeah. But see, also the thing with that is, if he has both of the belts, he'll just be like, look, well, I'll give y'all this one back. And I'm still the Universal
fight
champion.
For that one.
You know what I'm saying? Technically, I only had the WWE champion for like 100 days.
Yeah,
so y'all can keep this one. But I'm just like, my title. This is my WWE.
Yeah, y'all could go ahead and y'all could go ahead and do this shit. Fight for this little shit.
Yeah, man.
And then we go from there. So
I mean, listen, I'm on the fence now. You know, when the talks about the title reign getting stagnant and needing to drop the belt to him, I think this is. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is actually good for wrestling. This is actually good for the WWE, and I didn't really understand that until I had a conversation with a woman who doesn't really watch wrestling often, that says, damn, everybody the champ, ain't it? I was like, well, no, everybody's not the champ. But like, look at all the belts. Every time they're announcing somebody on wrestling, they the former this champion, they the former that champion. I was like, so wow, even to the less than casual fan, everybody got a belt or get a belt.
Yeah.
So maybe, just maybe, Roman Reigns being the longest running Universal Champion over 500 something days, maybe him keeping it another year and a half would let you know, like, nah, nigga, this ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
Because, hey, that's the other problem with wrestling fans, right? That's wrestling fans' problem, right? Everybody get a world title run because they work hard. Because I like them, they had that match.
So look, and it's funny that we saying all this shit. And just to digress real quick, one of the things that I liked about Elimination Chambers, that shit was at 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So you had the rest of your day on a Saturday. I'm looking at primetime wrestling before the Royal Rumble in '89, and that shit was at 3 o'clock Central. And I'm like, damn, wait a minute. They had this pay-per-view early on this. It was a matinee, nigga. What the fuck? They need to have more pay-per-views like this. Get out and have the rest of your day. I think more people will fuck with it. But I digress. Man, you raised some interesting ass points. Because looking at the Hulk Hogan era, right? And let's look at the first reign. Which he had from 84 to 88. He had January something 84, like 23rd or some shit, till whatever day that was it February in 1988 when the shit with Andre the Giant. Yeah. So 4-year reign, right? Even within that 4-year reign, my man went up against, just on like the major events, he went up against Rowdy Piper. He went up against King Kong Bundy. He went up against Andre the Giant. He went up against Paul Orndorff, Big Boss Man. I'm thinking of just like the major people and thinking about Saturday night's main event too. And Big Event. And Big Event too. I'm thinking
technically Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, Ted DiBiase, technically. Am I missing somebody else?
Shit, the Heenan family. He was just against them. That was just the paint. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, so Rick Rude kind of coming for you. But I mean, even that's like second reign, but still. But I mean, shit, no, to your point of what kind of starts the show. Hogan has always been a heel. Bobby the Brain Heenan versus Hulk Hogan has been the longest running feud in wrestling, period. It literally went to a whole different organization.
God damn. No, just read some shit. Shouts out to Through the Table, a good wrestling Twitter follow. Wrestling Instagram follow. The WWE Saudi money now doubles the value of AEW's entire 4-year US TV deal.
Yikes.
Yeah, damn.
Boy, that's hey, see that kind of news coming out after Cody leaves puts a lot of shit in perspective. No matter who you like or don't. They could pay Cody what AEW's TV deal is worth and have change.
They said the WWE could convert all its misclassified independent contractor wrestlers to employee status for under $25 million per year without decreasing their compensation. Jeez. The cost of doing so every year since the Saudi deal began would be a fraction. God damn,
buddy.
Yeah, AEW, y'all gotta chill. Like y'all, I mean, I see what y'all trying to say, but shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hey, listen, man. Yeah. Listen, man. You gotta. It's like some things ain't even chess or checkers. Some things is just like, hey, you just got here.
Yeah.
Let me show you how shit work though.
But shit, that's a whole lot. All right, but yeah, like the issues between them, I think is going to be twofold though. Like, I don't think AEW is going anywhere anytime soon. But the other part of the shit about the AEW move is now seeing people go from AEW to the WWE. And I think that's going to open up some shit even from a WWE standpoint. I think there's like MJF has to go to the WWE.
Oh, yeah.
He has to go.
And his man's there? Or is rumored to be going there?
Jade Cargill has to be going to the WWE sometime when her contract is over with.
Man.
Has to.
Yeah, man.
And
Jade versus Bianca, man. Book that, man.
And about that time, she won't be green no more.
Yeah.
So I think, here's my prediction. Here's my guarantee, Camp.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes has officially opened the floodgates for the young AEW pillars to go over to WWE to become major stars.
Mm-hmm.
They have basically become a fake farm system for the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
3 names that I eventually see going over to the WWE from AEW. Not necessarily when their contracts run out, but someday. Sammy Guevara, MJF, Jade Cargill.
Mm-hmm.
Those are 3 people that AEW do not need to go over to the WWE. However, the WWE will lose some of the vets to make way for some of them younger cats.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to officially be WCW how it would have looked if it was still around.
Mm.
And the thing is that these 2 companies in the shadows will work together to make sure, or mainly the WWE, eventually will work with AEW to make sure they're good.
Mm-hmm.
Because the ecosystem of wrestling has just become more fruitful when it comes to cash. And I think Vince McMahon and whoever buys the WWE will see that they need other companies to succeed and thrive in order for this to continue.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't do a WCW thing no more.
Mm-hmm.
So when a Randy Orton gets older, he has a place to go.
Mm-hmm.
When a Kevin Owens gets older, he has a place to go.
Mm-hmm.
When a Sammy Guevara gets more seasoned, he doesn't have to be AJ Styles and stay there and Impact for his whole career and then come over. Same thing with Jade, same thing with Cody. And since Cody helped a lot of these young cats into reaching that potential, them are the cats who are going to leave and go to the WWE because Cody's going to set that up.
Yeah. So I think this is the very first time where our guarantees have crossed over into each other. Because I have a guarantee and a guarantee hope at the same time. Because my guarantee is, as I watch wrestling Twitter and a lot of the people like just within AEW tweet, I was like, oh, so those are the guys and girls waiting to get to WWE by 2025. I was like, yeah, all the, hey, yo, man, stop that dissing Cody shit. That ain't cool. He helped this. He did this. We did this. I'm here because of him. And I was like, oh. So they letting it be known, like, hey, look, it ain't no beef, fam. Matter of fact, when you get good, I know you calling me. Because we talked about it on the way out. So that's my guarantee. My guarantee hope. My guarantee hope, and I'm super serious when I say this, y'all. This is not a hot take. This is not that bullshit y'all be kicking. I guarantee hope AEW doesn't have a period of becoming the Hobby Lobby, man.
Ooh.
That my guarantee hope.
I think you need to explain them that shit.
Yes.
Because I know.
Yeah. No,
wow.
I know you feel me. Yes. My guarantee hope is that AEW doesn't have this period of time where they become the Hobby Lobby. And what I mean by that is, let's just take the 2 biggest examples. Adam Cole going to AEW and Kevin Owens staying in WWE. Kevin Owens has been a pretty prominent piece in programming. Y'all been saying how Adam Cole looked like shit, but he with his homies. And unfortunately, they look like they just can now wrestle on TV versus building careers as superstars to, build a name and a legacy for themselves in the world of wrestling and also to provide for their families. I mean, obviously everybody's getting paid, you know what I'm saying? So this ain't a money thing. This is more of a like, man, yo, you real with this shit or you just playing with it? Because all of you should be alarmed when the people that were in the front office were saying like, hey, yo, we just want to wrestle. Because the we just want to wrestle guys ain't looking out for people either. You're not getting over for a bunch of motherfuckers that just want to wrestle.
Yeah, I got a bigger joint for that one too.
Yeah,
I gotta
please.
go.
Yeah, no, because and since we kind of tag team Guaranteed Tees and Guaranteed Host today, no, I'm gonna tag you back in and we're gonna get right to it. Because when this becomes the Hobby Lobby, unfortunately, on one angle, ladies and gentlemen, not only do you have guys not getting over, you're not really preparing your future to take over either. Like, we could look down 3, 5, 10 years and we still talking about the Bucks and Omega because MJF never got his shot. Darby was there, but y'all love Miro. Miro ain't getting shit if this becomes a Hobby Lobby. Like,
what the fuck is he getting now?
Right. And now let's add Andrade in there. You know what I'm saying? Before I tag to bang here, when I say Hobby Lobby, that means we just looking like we competing, period. In reality, it don't mean shit to us. These belts don't matter. These pay-per-views don't matter. Us, the sellout crowds, none of that shit fucking matters. It's about me and my guys doing what we do and y'all getting to watch it. It's literally like a garage band getting on YouTube live and you just happen to see it and they cool no matter what you saw or didn't.
Man, I'm gonna. Wow, you hit home in a couple of thoughts, and low key, I mean, this is something that I didn't expect to talk about to the point where I want to bring Jay Washington on this show, we can have a conversation about indie wrestling.
Yeah.
Because now you've put a fear into me. Now you put a fear into me, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the territory system was there, everybody ate.
Yes.
Vince McMahon came in and he bought all of the territories and people were fighting for that, but fighting against that, but they didn't have the money to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was some companies who was like, yo, let's just combine, but they didn't have the entertainment knowledge to succeed. They could put on a wrestling show, but the production to be terrible and shit, look grainy. People don't know what they saying on TV, all that shit. But the wrestling, the wrestlers are good.
Right.
And what I'm starting is your fault. We've taken this tangent. and it was starting to creep in when you talked about the Puff shit.
Mm-hmm.
But then it creeped in when you said what you just said. The WWE is the biggest record label in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they getting over.
Yeah, facts.
But you're eating too.
Mm-hmm.
But we eating more than y'all.
Yeah.
The issue becomes when you feel like it's time to go. So I'm going to say, let's say something that y'all could look this up. Clive Davis and Kelly Clarkson. And I think I know. I think you know where I'm going. Kelly Clarkson comes from American Idol. Moment like this, she wins American Idol and all that stuff. She drops her first album. She drops her second album. Now she wants creative control. Clive Davis like, nah. Yeah. I don't think you want that. She's like, yo, I want creative control. And it was a big issue about that. And they gave her creative control.
Yeah.
If my memory serves me correctly, that creative control album didn't do as good as the other albums.
Yeah.
She comes back. She say, y'all won. It didn't clang. Shit was lit.
Yeah, man.
Now, I'm going to equate that to wrestling. I'm in the WWE. Now, years into my career, I want a bit more creative control over what I do, and I can't do that in the WWE, rightfully so. So now I go over to this company, this new company, and they allow me to do whatever I want. The issue becomes is now everybody's coming over and everybody's doing whatever I want. Why? Because we just want to wrestle.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you just want to wrestle, then just go to the indies.
Right. Yeah.
Because I remember getting into this business. I was like, yo, I just want to be on the radio. I just want to get on the radio. That's all. I know I could do it. I know damn well I could do it. And I got people behind me that's telling me that I could do it. And I probably can get on the radio and entertain and all those things.
Yeah, overdue for that shit.
Right. Or I think I can. But then what happens when I crack that mic? And I think I'm entertaining people. I'm thinking I'm giving them what they want. But the ratings don't look good.
Yeah.
Ratings don't look good. Then 3 months later, I'm fired. Because I feel like I'm doing what I'm doing to entertain. I'm hitting the people. I'm doing all this, but I'm just not connecting. That's it. That's the problem. Just not connecting. But I'm not thinking about the connection. I'm not thinking about the money. I'm not thinking about sales. I'm not thinking about none of that shit.
Right.
I'm just thinking about this right here. Whereas the general manager has to think of everything.
Yeah.
And in some cases, you got good GMs that do well at thinking of everything, and you got some that don't.
Yeah, facts.
And that could lead, when you got the blind leading the blind, that could be something else that's bad too. What I'm saying is this. Looking at a Cody situation, if it's true that he wanted a bit more structure, he understands it. His daddy comes from this shit. His daddy was a booker. His daddy had a team. Right. They had structure. You got along with him or you didn't get along with him. You agreed with him or you disagreed with him. But it was structure. But if it's true, and let me read some of these quotes.
Yes.
From Kenny Omega too. To further connect what I'm about to say. Former AEW World Champion Kenny Omega discussed Cody Rhodes' departure from AEW on Wrestling Observer Radio. Said that the exit came as a shock to everybody. He said everybody is shocked. What's shocked? Wrestling is, as we know, when our deals are up, especially the EVPs, like we know when our deals are up. Especially in the case of the Bucks, they know when their options kicked in. For myself, I don't have a deal like that. I'm up next year, straight up done. So I'd have to re-sign a new one. There's no option. We knew Cody much like the Bucks. That there was that time. And we would hear that there's a possibility, some difficulty in the renegotiating or whatever. It was almost like you never think it's going to go that direction when the talent is going to opt for leaving, especially when this thing started. I would say the most passionate person about our revolution, the most passionate person about creating an us versus them mentality was Cody. So it was strange to see him just up and walk away. However, that being said, feelings change. The environment around you is ever changing. It's constantly changing. And maybe the mission statement or the goal or revolution or whatever you're searching for and trying to create, maybe that just isn't what it is anymore. Maybe that isn't your inspiration or what gets you out of bed every day. Bruh, that tells me a lot. Because sometimes you go into some shit thinking, I'm about to change the world. We go through this daily. I know we go through this shit daily. We've talked about this.
Hell yeah.
You start some shit. You go through some shit. I'm about to change the world. Boom, 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 and it's lit. But then shit start moving. You feel good. But then things change and people mindsets change. And you get pushed out of your own shit. Essentially. Or the dream is just not what you thought it was going to be. It doesn't mean that you quit your dream. Because I don't think Cody, the way that Kenny is kind of positioned it, is that Cody quit on his dream. No. Sometimes a dream is fulfilled for that person before you even know it.
Great point.
Or before you go, or it just takes a detour that you just not on that road. Go ahead.
Or both of those being true, but also maybe the people I picked for this dream ain't dreaming the same.
Bingo.
Because listening to everything Kenny Omega said, I think somebody pulled one on somebody. And to me, I'm thinking that Cody Rhodes saying that, hey, yo, man, I got the WWE blueprint. Let's do this shit. And they're like, yeah, because we could build our own WWE. And
I got the WWE and WCW NWA blueprint.
Yes.
I got years.
Yes. So, like, I got the blueprints. So, look, fam, if we do this, like, not only could we make a really big noise in the industry, we could change the world. We could create new history. It could be new culture. It could be all this. We just want to do this and this different. But we can still, like, do this. And they're probably like, well, yeah, because I would love to wrestle in America on network TV. So let's do it.
And we've been wrestling in Japan and on regular ass, basic ass channels that ain't even everywhere. So now I can wrestle on TNT in front of millions of people. I ain't got to go to WNBA shit. I don't have to go to Japan or overseas to wrestle to get love. I could do it on TV. Sign me the fuck up.
And you know what? And you know what? I think that happened, and then wrestling Twitter and Clubhouse took it too fucking far.
And now the shit that we was doing in the Indies and all of these other places, this the shit that they want to see. Is lit. Oh man, let's give them what they want. All these high ass dangerous spots. All of that shit like that. Cody like, let's slow it down.
Right. Let's get some people in. Let's make some money.
Let's grow some new talent.
Right. Let's really be about what we said about putting guys over and putting women over and being all inclusive. Because remember, that was Cody's thing. Hey, yo. And I told y'all about this 2 months ago. I was like, hey, y'all mad at the equality and inclusion shit because Cody said they was gonna do it. Now the dude with all the money said, no, we ain't doing that shit.
And now who look bad?
And who left with his black wife? Hey, listen,
Big Swole look right more and more on shit.
Man, listen. The play, like, we see, like, unfortunately, this now has to get messy for shit to be cleaned up and go in the right direction. Unfortunately, it has to be that because, like, Tony Khan is slowly revealing that all he got is money and he really don't know as much about wrestling as y'all said he did. That's what's happening. And now he has a group of guys that just want to fucking wrestle. Conversation that I had, I'm going to share real quick. But I remember just last year, 2020 and 2021, with the whole, New Japan is going to work with TNA, which is going to work with AEW, and they're about to take over. This is what Vince don't want to do. I can't wait for the Bullet Club to get back together. And I was like, huh? Why the fuck you waiting for that? I thought we were so high on Darby Allin and MJF.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that this was about building new stars. Even in y'all indie bias and y'all AEW over WWE bias, y'all still wanted old shit.
Mm-hmm.
And now the guy that was trying to do new shit left. So now congratulations, though, because y'all about to get all y'all old shit.
Mm-hmm.
Bullet Club taking over AEW 2022. Let's see how it worked, though. Let's see how it fucking works. It looks bad. It looks bad by just nobody saying nothing and you just recapping the last 6 months. Recapping the last 6 months, this looks really bad. And that's why I am standing in my guaranteed hope of like, yo, I really guaranteed hope AEW doesn't become the Hobby Lobby, because nobody new is going to win in that situation. They about to spend money to just wrestle on TV with no method to the madness, and only y'all guys that you already know are about to get their shit off. But it's okay, though. Just come to grips with the reality of that. Everybody who didn't shit on Cody will at least be on NXT.
Yep. Yeah, I'm telling you, look, I hope it succeeds. I hope it thrives. I hope it doesn't go away. I think it's dope that we have an alternative. I hope that more wrestling companies work together.
Yeah.
So I want all of the things that you all want. My thing is this. It's just about the companies in general.
Yeah.
You need some structure. You need, like, for all it's worth, WCW got a structure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vince McMahon can null and void all shit, but there's still a structure. There's still departments. There are still things in place to make sure that people succeed.
Yes.
And that's what I want to see. I want to hear more of when it comes to AEW. And again, this is shit that's not new. I've been saying this shit for a while, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
so if this is your first time listening to this pod, and you ever say, well, you're just dumping on, no, I am not dumping on anything. In fact, I've been alluding to all of these issues and saying certain things should be done.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that being said, there's homie business and there's big business.
Yeah.
WWE is big business. AEW is homie business.
Yeah.
There's only so long where homie business either transitions to big business or no business.
Yeah, man.
And that's my worry about AEW, because I see too many people jumping over there just because their love of wrestling and my friends are there.
Yeah, man.
You know where your friends are at too? Chicago Style Wrestling, AAW, Evolve, Progress, Maryland Championship Wrestling, C3W. I can name a couple other indie organizations, but I think you get it.
Yeah.
That's where your friends are. If you guys watch or pay attention to I Am Athlete, J.R. Smith, that J.R. Smith episode, he talked about how he was talking to a couple of players in the bubble, and they was talking about what they wanted from the NBA after the George Floyd shit. And he said, why y'all want anything from them? Make your own shit. And talked about how it's 4 niggas from the same neighborhood and they ain't got no gym or nothing in that area.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. They got their own gym now in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
But there's your own gym. And that's what Brandon Marshall is doing with the I Am Athlete shit. Campuses and compounds.
Yeah, man.
And trying to that's the difference between, hey man, we made this shit for y'all niggas to hoop. I little nigga, go get you a ball and hoop.
Mm-hmm.
And I got you something to hoop with. I got you something to learn nutrition. I got you something that can learn how to develop your bodies right.
Mm-hmm.
I got something that can learn X, Y, and Z. Oh man, guess who got that? The WWE with the Performance Center.
Yeah.
Guess who? Go ahead.
And I was going to say also, and Allen Iverson going to come in here and work with the point guards today.
Yes. And you know what? Guess who we got coming to the Performance Center today? The Undertaker, to talk about how to work as a big man. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Guess what else? Cody made his own similar joint called the Nightmare Factory. Oh, man, Cody, we got to go ahead and give you an influx of money to go ahead and help you build up this Nightmare Family joint. Man. So we could go ahead and have this built here too. So then Triple H's dream could kind of still continue. It just ain't going to go through the way he wanted to when he was trying to take over the world.
Right.
With NXT in Europe and NXT in Japan and NXT in Mexico and just a whole bunch of NXTs building up that shit. What I'm saying is there's homie business. Oh, man, I'm wrestling with my best friend. Yeah. And then there's big business. And honestly, which lasts longer? Homie business or big business? Right. I think we know the answer to that.
Right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. No need for me to jump on that. Y'all should know the vibes by now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and you know what? Well, but I will close with this, man. Listen, at the end of the day, as wrestling fans on the First Black Champ podcast, Bang and myself, we want AEW to stay open. We want to stay thriving. Because, hey, for me personally, I don't get an MJF without AEW. Now, you know what I'm saying? And if Cody was the reason why that happened, then hey, again, that's seeing the bigger picture and big business. But we need more of those moments, you know. There was a time where I used to flip channels and learn about somebody new. That's why, even though he never got over, I fucked with Van Hammer. You dig?
Man.
You know what I mean?
That might be an episode. That might be an episode of just talking about wrestlers who never really got over majorly that we just fucked with.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, prayers and blessings and well wishes to every organization that's trying to get to come up. But yeah, and you know what? And I think it's only fair that we end the topic with shout to Big Swole. Shout to Big Swole.
Yeah.
Because hey, I never jumped out any window left or right. I applaud you for not doing the same. And that is that.
And that's it for that. But we don't got much after that. We talked about Dolph Ziggler a little bit, making his way down to NXT. Listen, I got a feeling that. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, listen, man. Dolph Ziggler's quest to be Shawn Michaels will not be denied. So what's the next step? After you take all of his moves, you might as well work for him.
Yeah.
All right? And I ain't mad at it either. Dolph Ziggler in NXT, honestly, oddly enough, feels like the perfect place for him to be. Just keeping it real.
And I ain't gonna front. I want to see Braun Breaker against that type of competition.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Santos, I fuck with Santos Escobar. If you listen to this show, I fuck with Santos Escobar heavily. Yeah. But I'm ready to see Braun Breaker go up against some high quality folks, and being that we released everybody, Dolph Ziggler coming down there will be dope. And for those who look at that crazy, you must didn't look at the early episodes of NXT. Man. Because I remember a certain WWE superstar, multi-time world intercontinental champion, tag team champion, come down to NXT to have a dope-ass match with Bray Wyatt. And that man is Chris Jericho.
Yeah, man.
Also, remember when Cesaro came to have those matches with Sami Zayn, and they was talking about those was matches of the year,
man.
And it got and this was Cesaro as the U.S. champ too,
right?
And it got Sami Zayn over down in NXT. So yeah, it's a history of main roster folks going down to NXT and showing love. So they getting back to that. So I would love. Yeah, so I would love to see Dolph Ziggler. I am going to love to see Dolph Ziggler versus Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship, possibly WrestleMania weekend. I can't wait. And then Tommaso Ciampa, he showed up on the episode of Raw fucking with Dolph Ziggler. We didn't talk about that at the time, but I'm interested to see what a Tommaso Ciampa will look like on the main roster, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's getting that shot. But hey, respect to that man, and I hope he does well. But whatever they got for him up there, for sure.
Yeah. And the last thing is AEW has their pay-per-view coming on March the 6th. And after losing his feud to Orange Cassidy, Adam Cole is getting the title shot against Adam Hangman Page. Don't get me wrong, I fuck with Adam Cole. I just don't fuck with the way that he got there.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, man, the fix is in. All right. Y'all getting what y'all want. And more importantly, AEW is getting what they need, which is a champion that the people want to see. Now, what I'm going to say here is I'm not in the Billy Graham thought process here. I'm not. But Adam Cole does need to get himself in better shape, bro. He needs to get himself in better shape. He looks like he's going through puberty in 8th grade.
So, I think I want to save this for another episode.
Okay.
But I'm just going to say this. It seems to me that your favorites go over to AEW. And since it's not micromanaged and there's not a whole lot of structure, cats end up a little bit loose. Y'all don't need to be up there wrestling looking like me. I'm working on mine, though.
Right. So you're working, though.
But Adam Cole, as far as physique,
man,
looked way better in the black and gold brand.
Man.
At least to me. I don't know. Now, somebody might hit me with a side-by-side and say, bang, you tripping. It may be the camera. But nah. My man ain't looking tight.
Yeah, man. Like he was never swole, and he would never really cut the fuck up.
But
he look like that.
He a little I don't want to say he's rotund.
Yeah, man. He needs another shock to his system, man. That's what he needs.
We gave our guarantees, man. So I'll just say this, man. I'll just ask this last question. We talked making it full circle. We did talk about Elimination Chamber before we left. What grade would you give it?
You know what, man? I'll go solid B. You know what I'm saying? Something like 86%. That feels
85,
right to me.
86.
Yeah, that feels right to me. I wasn't upset at anything I saw. Obviously the Saudi pay-per-views are real. We established that around Saudi Mania 6. But the Elimination Chamber being there, I think it put more cachet and more stock into that just being a thing. Like that's now one of your top 15 markets for WWE entertainment. It looks like it because they treated that show like it was MSG, like it was in LA, like it Dallas, Chicago, like it got that kind of treatment. So yeah, man. And when it's there, yo, you rarely get anything less than B plus work.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they might mail in an OKC or a Salt Lake City show. They don't mail in Chicago, Houston, Atlanta. You know what I mean? They don't do that. So B, solid B.
Yeah, I give it a B as well. And I can say this: I'm very excited about the road to WrestleMania because it's a whole bunch of uncertainty.
Yeah.
We know we getting with the title matches for the most part, the world title matches, men and women. I am interested to see what's going to happen with everything else. And normally we would have either the blogs or we'd figure it out ourselves who's going to be wrestling. I think we got some ideas like a AJ Styles versus Edge, a Logan Paul thing, because they seem to try to get him in. So the Miz doesn't have John Morrison no more. So, bring in a celebrity. He got his ass kicked by a celebrity last year. So why don't he help a celebrity whoop some ass this year? But I'm excited to see what these matches are going to look like. And if Cody Rhodes has indeed signed this contract, I'm excited to see what's going to happen with him and his debut. He might debut before you hear this or after you hear this, but I'm excited to see this version of Cody Rhodes back in the WWE ring.
Yes.
So go ahead and end us off.
There it is, man. Hey, listen, as always, man, we thank you. We thank you very much for tuning into the show every single week. Likes, comments, shares, tags, conversation, feedback, debate. We enjoy it. We embrace it. We dig it. And we thank you for doing it because that's what keeps this show thinking and keeps it going to the next level every single time, man. And we obviously would do this show with or without you, but it's always great doing it with you in an effort to keep the conversation of wrestling real, man. Real and progressive on top of that. So always remember, if you ever want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Camp. Bang. We are out. Bye, Bill.